Hey guys, what's up? Jared here. Going to actually do a suggestion that was made in the comments in the last video about the CardBot that I have. Now, if you'll know, I did a video. Damn phone. I did a video a little earlier, like maybe a couple of months ago or whatever, about the CardBot. And for those of you that don't really know, this is what I'm talking about, the Card Castle CardBot. So yeah, let me go ahead and just lay it out there for you. It's gonna be a blunt, honest review because that's just how I roll. And let me say again that the guys who actually that you talk with when you deal with people from the Card Castle, Frank and Nick, are great dudes. They really are. They're good to work with. They understand the frustrations and so forth. And with my last video, I know that Nick was a little sad about what I said about the card bot, but here goes another review. I don't know, probably 60 days, 90 days later or something. So here goes. Like I said, I unfortunately do not recommend anyone get the card bot from Card Castle currently. And there are a few reasons, and the reasons you can argue is that I'm being a little bitch or price sensitive or whatever. Go ahead and do your worst. But for a small shop like mine, or maybe any other small shop, or anyone who just gets one to sling cardboard out of their basement, like, I'm not throwing shade here at all, but, well, no, never mind. I'm going to back up on that one because I have to articulate that better. Anyways, I don't recommend anyone get it currently because everyone who is in it, you are basically an open beta tester. You're a glorified beta tester, more or less. They use your information that you used in there and scan. Whenever you have to manually go in there and fix stuff, they use the information. Whenever there are errors in CSVs, you should be sending them the CSV with the numbers that got messed up so they can go in and manually fix stuff, which I just found that out the other day. So, it is what it is. That's my fault for not asking, but still, it's one of those things of like, what the hell, man? So for everything that you end up still having to do, like, for them, and I mean that in the best way possible, like, it does not really justify I think it's like 8K, like an $8,000 price tag, or if you go on terms for whatever reason, it gets jacked up to 10,000, I guess because of the, thanks for letting us buy it on a monthly basis thing. So I get that, but that kind of sucks too, like, anyways. If it was like, say, a $4,000 or a $5,000 machine, that would be way more understandable, especially currently with everyone being glorified beta testers. And by that, I do mean, like, the only thing it really seems to scan marginally well are Magic cards. And even then, to get a better quality scan, you need to go through and sift out all of the, like, full arts, the borderless, your double-sided cards, like, not all of them because it will do some of them, but just to avoid having an error or whatever, it's better to go ahead and just pick them out and either put all the crap that you picked out separately into its own separate scan and run it through, or just do like I do and manually scan that crap in just to make sure it's accurate. Now, I'm going to be all over the place with this, so I apologize. I didn't write anything down or script it out. It's just off the top of the head. So, like, the interface with, telling it what to do, what to scan, price ranges, and all that good stuff. The interface, the UI is pretty cool, very user friendly. Whenever you first get the bot, you're probably going to have to sit down with Frank for at least 2 or 3 sessions of him having to beep, boop, 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 you know, um, some stats or whatever. I can't remember the word right now. Like to just adjust, how far down the heads go, the pressure of the suction, how far left, right it moves, so forth and so forth, to get that right. So there's definitely some teething issues there. It's weird because you only have 3 lanes. Your middle one, like here, your middle one is what you start with pile, what it pulls from. Your left one, I don't know because this is backwards and I'm just looking at it through the webcam, whatever. Your left side is your reject pile and your right side is your accept pile. So everything that falls within your parameters will be shoved over to the right side. Everything that does not fall within your parameters, or everything that it just can't identify, goes into the reject pile. So yeah, after you do, and it's supposed to do like 1,000 cards an hour, a little over 1,000 cards an hour, which it will do that. However, given the current status of its accept and reject rate, it's better to maybe only do 3, 4, or maybe 500 cards at a time, just so you don't have a super large reject pile that you have to manually thumb through to pull stuff out, to either run it back through again, hit the microphone, to either run it back through again or just say fuck it and manually scan it all over again. The other issue with the accept pile and all that good stuff, it's like with any sorter or whatever, but it's hit or miss on if it'll get the set and all that good stuff. So you'll want to go through the accept, like when on the web page, you'll want to go through the finish scan and actually make sure that everything in there is 100% correct. Like there's still an issue with stuff from the list, like if there was a printing of, I don't know, we'll say like Preordain, I believe that's on the list from Commander Legends, and it's an actual Commander Legends Preordain, it'll go ahead and click it as the list Preordain. So you got to go in there and manually fix that. I mean, small violin, first world problems. But doing that enough and frequently enough when you should just kind of scan it and go, essentially. You should be able to trust that 96% of what is in there is exactly what it is and the quantity it's supposed to be in, etc., etc. Like I keep telling people who ask about it, it's a lot. If you've ever done construction, you'll understand this. It's a lot like having the new guy, the greenhorn. Yes, you can tell him to, go over there and start pulling the cable or whatever, and while you go and look at the data room to try to path everything in the way it should be, or figure out where you're going to start putting in your your closet and all that good stuff. But you better go back and check on that mofo every 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour to be like, hey man, you good? Did you label the cable? Is everything pulling good? You staying as high as possible, etc., etc. You need to go back and check the work. And that gets time consuming, especially if you're doing multiple scans in a day. Sure, it's fine to just kind of throw it through there and then freeze you up to go do something else more important. But having to come back and still spend, I don't know, if you run a full 1,000 to 1,300 cards through it, 9 times out of 10, you'll have a decent 15, 20 minute just having to sit there, go over the work, correct stuff, make sure things are where they were, chunk of time that you just have to go back and spend. And that's just kind of going through the accept pile, making sure the sets are correct, making sure that, the quantities are right and all that good stuff. Going through, making sure that, a card didn't stick to the bottom of one of the cards that got accepted, which is not a problem I've had. I've had it like a couple of times, but it's pretty good about doing that. And then once that's done, you go back to the reject pile and you start thumbing through the reject pile to see if it just didn't see something. Because if it doesn't like see the card, understand the card, know what it is, it just outright rejects it and puts it in the reject pile. Now you can set it to like scan different things, like all cards will scan every single card that's in there, and it'll have a little pull-up menu, or a sheet for your accepted pile and your rejected pile. You can do it that way to where everything is already scanned, and then you just kind of have to physically go through your reject pile, pull out the cards that it rejected that it shouldn't have rejected, and then you can go back to the sheet on the web page and manually go through and like fix that one thing where you can delete all the other cards that aren't the cards you pulled out. But fuck that. It's easier to just scan it with the accepted cards, go through the accepted bin, call it a day, fix that shit, 15, 20, 30 minutes of your time doing that, then go back through the rejected pile, pick out what it missed and all that good stuff, and manually scan that shit in and press on with your life. That's how I've been doing it. I'm sure there might be more efficient ways out there to do this, but I mean, it's the best way that I've found, just to kind of like, keep it simple, stupid. So, yeah, it's supposed to do Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards too, but apparently that's pretty abysmal. We tried doing a few Yu-Gi-Oh runs, but it was not good at all. Like, not even, just no. Pokemon, apparently they're getting better at seeing stuff, but they don't see the set. They just see that it's a, Charizard or an Eevee or whatever, and that's pretty much all that it sees, from what I gathered from the last tidbit of thing I read from the Discord. So like even then, scanning it for Pokemon is not ideal. Like I said, the only thing it seems to do okay is Magic. And I guess that might be about it as far as like performance goes. There are some times where like the heads won't go down far enough. Damn, I was like 12 there for a second again. It won't go down. There we go. Whatever, I'm going through puberty again. It won't go down again or far enough to pick up the card, or there will be like a sheen on the card that the head won't be able to pick up, or it'll be, how some stuff Pringles, non-foils will still Pringle. Anyways, there'll be an instance where the head won't be able to pick up the card, and it'll sit there and go down and act like it picked up and take it to, like, heaven help you if it's a card that meets your parameters and it's like goes to the accept pile. However many times that it takes for it to grab that one card is how many times it gets scanned. So if it takes 8 times for it to pick up a, I don't know, we'll say polluted bonds or polluted delta or whatever the hell, if it takes it 8 times to go down there and actually pick it up, you'll have 8 scans of that card in your accepted pile. And like, if you aren't careful and diligent enough to go through there and look at it all every single time that you finish, which you should be doing anyways, but I mean, dude, we're only human. After the 5th or 6th scan of the day, on top of running your shop and on top of manually scanning in cards, manually having to sort through and do dumb shit, things just kind of bleh and blur together, and you just want it done, so sometimes you don't catch that shit. But that's something else that happens, that you just need to be aware of. Um, the other thing I would have to say would be like the price point. Like I said earlier, it is not an $8,000 machine. It is not a $10,000 machine if you go on the terms. 4,000, 5,000, sure. Anything over that 550 mark, I say would be just no. Um, if you go on terms like we did, to rent the machine out and still have access to their software, it's about $400 a month. And that's not worth the machine. It's really not. I wish I could have got lucky like someone else did, and they just kind of like were here, use it, do stuff with it, let us get info, etc., etc. All you have to do is, I'm assuming, pay for the software usage. Like, that would have been fucking phenomenal. Would have been all over that shit. But I would have still given it the review that I'm currently giving it, because that's just me, man. You can't really, buy stuff from me unless you're gonna, tack quite a few like zeros behind whatever number it is. So, anyways, yeah, the price point, dude, like it's appealing to a lot of people because of the price point, but you get what you pay for. And as I was talking with Rob from RNG Games, like, buy nice or buy twice kind of thing. Like, I wish, oh God, do I wish I could have afforded like a Fizz Batch or a Roka. But given circumstances and having so much crap to go through and needing some kind of a sorter, it fit the bill. It is what it is. Like I said, it's like working with a new guy. It does okay with Magic. I don't trust it enough to go through and do like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, which we don't really do Pokemon singles here anyways, but Yu-Gi-Oh we do. I know, just know. I feel bad about throwing this out there like this, but A, I'm a super small channel, so who the fuck is really going to see this shit? I hope some people do, if they're curious about it. B, like, I guess realistically, back to point A, I'm a nobody. Like, me putting this out here is not really going to affect anything, I don't think. If you absolutely positively need a sorter, by all means, dude, give it a whirl. Like, it's better than nothing, okay? It's better than nothing. The best thing I can say about this thing is, like I said, you can put stuff in there, scan it, and you can fuck off to go do something else. Like in my case, it's to list other cards that I had to scan in manually, do a trade. If shipment comes in, it frees me up to go put shipment into the inventory, talk to customers, handle issues, whatever. Like, it has its merits, but in the end, man, if you don't need a sorter, or if you can save up to get a Fizz Batch at the lowest end, to get a Fizz Batch, do that. Currently, guys, I can't recommend you, like, willingly, out of all the options you have out there, and if price is not an option, to choose the CardBot. I'm sorry, Nick, Frank, I'm sorry, guys. Like, no offense at all. It's just, it is what it is, and, like, I get it. If you guys are like, well, fuck you, we don't like you talking shit about our machine, give it back. Like, I get it. Like, I will do that if you need me to. It's if I wasn't in the position that I was in with needing like 300,000 plus cards to just be sifted through and everything, it wouldn't have been on my radar. But, here we are. So, that being said, though, they're good dudes. They're constantly looking to improve it. And I'm sure in a year or two's time, it will be improved. And it will be worth the price tag and everything. But currently, man, I can't suggest it at the current price point and at the current level of efficiency that it's at. Yes, they do updates. It mainly seems to be Magic updates. I think they're working on a Pokemon update currently, which again is one of the nice big pluses about them is they're constantly doing stuff. But everyone is a glorified beta tester, and we're not really getting anything in return for being glorified beta testers, you know? Um, and with something like this, there should be something because we got these things and expected them to be not 100%, but at least 90-95%, you know, like up here, like, yeah, fucking great, worth my money, but it's kind of like here, you know, acceptable, it'll do the fucking job, you know, like your beater car, you know, hey, it doesn't look great on the outside, the inside's okay, but you know what, it cranks, it runs, it drives from point A to point B. Would I like something else? Sure. Can I afford something else? Fuck no. It gets the job done. Keep it until it blows up. So yeah, I think that's about all that I got with a, you know, honest rundown of that of the card bot, man. I wish it was a way more positive review. I really do, but I can't. Not in the current state that it's in. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure I hit on everything that I wanted to throw out there. If you guys are curious about something else, leave the comment in the question, comment, whatever in the comment section, and I'll answer it the best I can. And yeah, as I like to say, guys, life is not a dick. You don't have to take it so hard. Be safe out there, and I will catch you on the next video. Oh, like, sub, all that good stuff. Join the Patreon, etc., etc. Everything is in the comments below. Yeah, take it easy.